Morning.
Morning.
We are in Nantwich.
And it's beautifully sunny, if a little chilly.
Yeah. Nantwich is another witch. It's another salt manufacturing place, and we didn't see much evidence of that except for in the little museum where there is also a large room dedicated to cheese. If you're into Cheshire cheese, which is cheese from the area around Chester, not Chester cheese, which is cheese that you buy in Chester, come to Nantwich, which has nothing to do with Chester. Because
No, but it's in
Shropshire.
Cheshire.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Michael went into the museum and then came out, and I had all sorts of stories about the history of
Cheese.
and
The Battle of Nantwich and a typewriter. It's a esoteric museum. It's free. It's really nice. It's cute. It's definitely got some oddities. The Battle of Nantwich was interesting to read about. It's, a big battle in the Civil War. The Fire of Nantwich, which knocked out most of Nantwich, and the kickstarting to rebuild was made by a £1,000 donation from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth I. It's, it's got an interesting history, but it's got an entire room dedicated to cheese.
You bought some pear drops? You've
I
never
did.
Had,
I've never had pear drops in my life. I've tried pear drops now. I like pear drops. They don't taste like pear, and they are vaguely shaped like a drop.
And they're shaped like a pear.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Interesting. Never thought of that. Okay. It's a lovely little town. It is a little bit of a walk away from the mooring
Yeah, it's
areas.
about 10-15 minutes to get into the town.
Yeah.
There's lots of mooring, but it's pretty much all 48-hour in the centre.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty busy. We've had some great neighbours for the last 2 nights.
Really? I thought they were awfully talkative.
They do.
Yeah.
Coming
And the
from
cats, they would just stare at George. Very strange.
Yeah, we've had a lovely time next
Coming
door.
from me. Wait, hold on.
I know. We've had a lovely time next to our neighbours. We'll be sad to say goodbye, but hopefully our paths will cross again. So yeah, very exciting morning. We are going on to the Langollen Canal, which is also part of the Shropshire Union Canal. Did you know that?
It's the Llangollen branch of the Shropshire Union, yeah.
But we're very excited about the Llangollen.
Yeah, not the least of which because there's a great big aqueduct several days away. Like, we are quite far from it. But eventually we will get to the Ponkathista aqueduct that I no doubt pronounced incorrectly again.
And apparently as you turn on, there has been issues with the lock where I don't exactly know what their issues are, but maybe a low shallow draft and narrowing walls and delicate front gates. So
the first lock we'll turn on to will be manned.
Yeah, apparently, hopefully. Yeah. And then see how far we get today on the Llangollen. All right, let's get going.
All right, we're getting going.
I will miss my neighbours. You've been awesome neighbours.
The best.
It's been great. We should do this again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Slow down.
Are you sad?
just got to the Helston locks, and they're manned locks because apparently the walls are coming in, it's getting narrower. That means they just have to man it every day as boats go through, just to make sure everyone's safe. So there's a boat going down, and as soon as he's gone down we can go in. We made it to Wrenbury and we're exhausted.
Yeah.
Is that too bright a halo around my head?
Might be. I don't know. It's hard to say. It does look better.
We have chinchillas on our chests.
Yes.
We look silly.
We have chest chinchillas.
Chestchillas.
The wind has been,
Windy.
yeah, it's been kind of blustery today, which has made getting the boat here to Wrenbury a little bit windy. Wrenbury?
Should be called Wrenbury.
We're in Wrenbury. Yeah, from the moment we sort of turned onto the Llangollen up, it's been just sort of intermittently blustery, enough to
Catching you
keep it
out.
cold and enough to suddenly shove us sideways every once in a while. Going into the first lock on the Llangollen, I got blown into the wall, which means that we now have a whole bunch of pieces of paper and other detritus all over the inside of our floor. And then after making it through there, where we had to be locked through, one of the walls is doing this. It's just sort of bowing in at the top.
So there's a danger that you could go in, and as you rise, you could get stuck. So
Yeah.
there's lock keepers there every day, just to keep it safe, I guess. But I felt sorry for the volunteer, because there's 2 lock keepers that obviously have to be on that bottom lock to lock people through and keep you safe. And then there's a volunteer running up and down, like covering the other 3 locks all on his own.
Yeah. It was fairly easy, and then we get to the top, and then there's more wind, and there's me trying not to be blown into stationary boats, and then there's a bunch of tunnels, and it's
Tunnels?
sorry, tunnels? Did I say tunnels?
Yeah.
Bridges. There's a bunch of bridges.
I don't remember any tunnels.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of bridges, and they're all fine. Then I got to the Swanley Lock, and the overflows are tough here. So there is this navigation warning in our Nicholson's guide that says that the water here has actually, like, it continuously flows, because quite a ways up that way towards Llangollen itself, there's the point where the water is actually fed from a river,
Oh, right.
and it goes all the way down here where it is siphoned off to fill a reservoir. And so there's always a current going through here, and you can sort of see it, like there is obviously water moving that way. And the water that is moving that way likes to go over the locks and push you that way. So yeah, it's not challenging, but it is kind of interesting. Like, so now we've made it up to Wrenbury, one swing bridge. There's another swing bridge behind us. Apparently from this point on, it's kind of K&A-ish. There's lots of swing bridges. So yay. Most of them are left open, but not always.
Actually, that last bridge, it wasn't a swing bridge, it was a hydraulic lift bridge. So you just put your windlass on and wind it. And so it starts lifting up like this. And George starts running up the bridge as if he's going to cross it.
Yeah.
Like, no, George.
So I'm just watching it going, it's going up, it's stopping and going down slowly. Now it's going up, now it's stopping and going down
But
slowly.
it
Now it's
wasn't
going
that
up.
bad.
It was just, yeah, that's how it was moving.
And then we stopped just down here. And then we decided this mooring was nicer, so we had to leapfrog around a boat. And it was really windy. So I was like, Michael, you're going to hit that boat. And then
Which panicked the poor fellow in the boat who comes running outside to make sure that his nice shiny paint job isn't scuffed.
he was fine.
Yeah, but he was
very
definitely,
friendly.
he was standing on the front like, oh my, oh. And then I was like, nah, I'm clear.
And then he's
I'm
all
fine.
smug because he's missed it.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
Anyway, Michael's making me explore Wrenbury, even though I'm exhausted.
This is St. Margaret's of Wrenbury, which Nicholson's guide had some rather odd things to say about. Apparently, there was 2 families, the Starkeys and the Cottons. Starkeys sort of from the north side of the town, Cottons from the south side of town, and they fought for 400 years over who could sort of control the pews inside the church, until eventually in the late 1700s it was decided by an arbiter that the Starkeys would get the north half of the church and the Cottons would get the south half of the church. So that's kind of strange. And there's also these iron memorials, so rather than headstones, there's just slabs of iron with names written on them and everything. And those were apparently the height of technology at the time. And last, which I find kind of funny, just inside the door, apparently there is the dog whipper's pew. The dog whipper was an official and actually apparently fairly important, kind of position to have. The dog whipper would basically take unruly dogs outside the church, but would also work to keep people awake during boring sermons. So, yeah, not sure how much of that is exactly what is said in the Nicholson Sky, but it just sounds kind of funny. Apparently the last person to have the post of the dog whipper, which had been renamed the Beadley, was buried just inside the door. So, the dog whipper's pew. St. Margaret's, Wrenbury.
So I hope you enjoyed the vlog. We are now on the Llangollen, which is very exciting.
Give us a thumbs up if you liked any of this.
Comment down below, let us know where we should moor along here and what we should see.
Definitely subscribe and hit the button for notifications, which is sort of a bell-shaped thingy, if you want to get those. So, if you're into
Cheshire.
Especially Chester cheese.
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Yeah.
Cheshire.
Yeah.
Chester
cheese.
Chester cheese.
Cheshire.
Chester cheese. But realistically, the first thing we're going to do is cross an aqueduct and stop to, get rid of waste and stuff.
Yeah, maybe we won't film that again. Like,
No.
how many times can you film us?
Well, yeah. I mean, we could do more detail. Diagrams, maps, that sort of thing.
Close-ups.
Close-ups. But
you don't want to see
no,
that.
you don't want to see.
All right, we need to go feed the chinchillas.
What? Oh, feed the chinchillas. Yes. Nice chinchilla. Very sweet. Just
This
send me Mr. Bond.